Hey everyone, welcome to Inventing Construction, and I'm Ross Griffin. Today we're going to talk about AI, and everyone is an AI expert today. The subtopics are going to be how come AI is so popular now, how it has changed in our industry, what it will mean for us in the future, and what is the advice to people wanting to develop their skills in AI. There's a bit of a challenge in the construction industry today. People are looking at AI as this invasive development that's going to replace people and jobs. It's going to take over what we do traditionally in the industry. And it's kind of similar to BIM in that way. People are standing off BIM and away from BIM because of the impact that it might have, or the perception of the impact. And the reality is that AI, like BIM, they're already here. We're already working with it. So it's a case of you need to get on the train or you're going to be left behind. And today we have Houssem has come to join us. We're here in Dublin today, by the way. Our Danish colleagues have traveled over to help us. We're here in Dublin, and Houssem, maybe perhaps you can introduce yourself, who you are and what you're doing and why you're sitting here with me today.
Yeah, thanks Ross for having me. My name is Houssem Jerbi. I am the founder of Smart PMO. It's an artificial intelligence company based here in Dublin with global operations. So we specialize in building AI solutions that help optimize and improve construction project planning and controls. Yeah. My own background is in AI. So I started with a PhD in AI, and then I worked for the last maybe 16 years in the AI area across different industries, from manufacturing to government, transport, real estate, finance, and so on. Mm-hmm. So I worked on different positions as an R&D AI engineer, then data scientist, product manager, tech lead, and team manager and consultant. So I was advising senior leaders in the government and private sector areas on how they realize their business visions by defining and implementing an AI strategy.
Okay. And so why the construction industry? See, I was always under the impression, Houssem, that you were a veteran construction professional, but you have been in many different industries, and now the construction industry.
Except the construction industry, yeah. So I was challenged back in 2017 by a couple of clients by the fact that all large construction projects, they should normally be over budget and delayed. Yeah. And this is something that's inevitable in the industry. Yeah. And as someone who has worked for long years in this area, I know that the factors that contributed to the overruns in the construction industry, like complexity, like human bias, so they were solved through AI in other industries. Yeah. So I was challenged, and I wanted to bring this kind of AI technology to the construction sectors and work on these specific problems.
All right. So we're taking experiences from other industries and trying to bring them in and improve the construction industry. Yeah. Lots to do, I would say. But how come AI is so popular now? If we went back to 2017, we didn't really hear a lot about AI in the construction industry, might I add, construction industry.
Well, you should have heard me talking about AI in conferences, radio shows, etc. Yeah. But I agree that now AI is getting so much popular, and that's for different reasons. Well, the traditional answer will be infrastructure are getting more scalable in terms of computing power and data storage, which make it easier to train and deploy AI applications. But there is more on the market and business side. So there are a couple of milestones that contributed to this, in my personal opinion. Number one is COVID, the pandemic, where companies with all sizes, they were convinced that as a business to survive, you need to adopt digitization. Yeah. And after the pandemic, we found that a lot of businesses in the construction industry, they started investing much more in digitization, and that opened door to more advanced technologies like robotics and AI. Okay. That's one. The second major milestone, I think, is ChatGPT, because back in 2017, 2018, when we were meeting construction clients talking about AI, there were some steps they had to take to implement AI, which is, making data available and so on. But going on a prompt for ChatGPT, asking some quick questions without giving any data in advance and getting some amazing answers, to some extent, depending on the area.
Of course.
That kind of break the barrier to some people, and they are becoming now more open to talk about AI and to bring the ChatGPT experience to their own business.
Yeah. So it's kind of ChatGPT has made it more popular to discuss AI, even though AI has been around for such a long time, as you say, 17 years or whatever in the industry. It's now something that is everybody's speaking about, even at the table at home around dinner,
And talking about like family discussions about AI, there is another factor which is people are experiencing AI in their day-to-day lives. Like they're experiencing AIs on social media. They're getting friends' recommendations and connections on LinkedIn, on Facebook. They are being recommended content on Twitter. People are having AI driven shopping experience when they are shopping online. So people got more used to AI, and they are kind of now starting wondering, what if we try AI on the business side now?
So I think, so in our personal lives, it's becoming more popular, making us more comfortable to take the conversation. And then how can we implement that in our day-to-day within business? Because in reality, AI has been around us for an awful long time, decades even. Every time we're using our computer or on the internet, there's a part of AI that is helping us there with search engines and giving us the answers that we're looking for. But now it's a case of how do we use AI to optimize and improve the construction industry. How do you think AI is changing our industry? What have you experienced over the last number of years and possibly the next few years?
It's changing the industry in different ways. So number one, it's changing the types of jobs in the industry. I know that there has been ongoing debate about, is AI going to replace people? AI, so the answer is yes, it's going to replace jobs, but not people. 40% of the jobs globally, not only in construction, will be exposed to AI. But it is incentivizing people on how they can do their jobs better. So it's enabling new types of jobs with new skill sets, but we will still need people to execute the jobs. So as project manager or any other role in the construction industry, they need to upscale. Otherwise, they might end up losing their jobs. And AI here is here to help, rather than it shouldn't be treated as a fear or a concern. The other thing is AI is making, at least from my company perspective, but I see there are other players in the industry. It's making a huge impact on the construction business. The way, for example, talking about my own company, the way projects are planned and they are delivered. So AI could help at the different stages of the projects, from early stage to planning to procurement, design, delivery, even post-construction. If we talk about procurement, for example, so initially the main criteria that client will consider to award contracts was commercials. Now a contractor, to win a contract, he must submit a more competitive bid. And AI can help contractors to understand better the uncertainties at the bidding, at the tendering stage within the program, the job, see where the risks areas are, allocate more efficiently the budget, the cost to the different areas of the job, but also see the opportunities and get help to save dates on the program. So they will be more competitive. And on the other side of the equation, you've got the client who will be able, through AI, to analyze the bids as they are coming along and pick the bid that will maximize the contract certainty. So it's changing the procurement dynamics.
Yeah.
It's changing, it's building a more reliable and trustworthy relationship between contractor and client. And after procurement, it could, for example, help arbitrators and delay analysis consultants by streamlining the forensic delay analysis.
Yeah.
We also used AI, for example, in order to help with the post-investment review. We, by feeding project data into an AI platform, it can run what we call an AI audit and generate a report telling you what went wrong, why, how what you should improve in future. So there are different applications that are, we have developed around AI. But also, I think from a business perspective, the other change we are seeing talking to our clients is data is becoming a corporate asset at the moment.
Yeah, it's a commodity.
So it's not only about financial assets or even human assets, employees. Companies are being more educated of the huge opportunities about AI. And they know that to implement AI and avail of the benefits of AI, they have to provide some enterprise data. So companies now are looking to digitize their data or to collect any data that's being generated by the business. Then they start think about how can we monetize that data and how we can generate some business value, even money or new product or new service from that data.
That's very interesting. But let me go back a little bit on how AI can help us in the procurement or even from the contractor's perspective in identifying risks and opportunities. Does that not mean, and this is my understanding of AI, that you need structured information standardized in a way for AI to be most efficient? So are we there yet in the industry with that structured information? Are we at the beginning of a journey now that will require us to become more structured so that we can get the most benefit out of artificial intelligence? Or am I missing something there?
No, you're right. To implement good quality AI, we need good quality data. And good quality data in construction, it means structured, for example, schedule and cost and resources data. Now, back in 2017, there were less structured data in the market, but we had to start this. So part of our AI, we built data connectors that will connect to the enterprise software, scheduling and other project management software, ingest the data, and then use AI to put some structure around the data. Because contractors or even clients will have different projects that are structured in different ways. If we talk about WBS, for example. And one of the core features of our AI is how it can analyze different project schedules that follow different structures and that have different naming conventions. Now, it's more challenging with cost data, right? But AI can help in this regard. It can't do all the job, but it can still help. And I think this is one of the things we are proud of building at Smart PMO. But clients and contractors need to think about getting more structured data to be more ready for AI. Absolutely, yes.
I know a few years ago we spoke about using AI to extract cost data from many different cost estimate structures and bills of quantities, and the struggle that we had was that the information is so different. Yes, it's cost information at the end of the day. Yes, if you're a quantity surveyor and you're reading the document, you understand what it's telling you. But from an artificial intelligence perspective, there was no continuity in the information to allow the artificial intelligence to identify that this is actually the same as this, which is the same as this. So I can categorize them in the same way. That was our challenge at the time from a cost perspective. That hasn't changed. We're still preparing estimates and bills of quantities the same way in the industry. Nothing has happened in the last, I don't know, Houssem, was it 3 years ago we spoke, or 4 maybe?
Yeah, I think it all depends on the use case, the AI use case and the problem you're trying to solve. So if you are going to try to predict cost for a specific project.
Yeah.
So yes, you will need structured data to feed in as historical data, but there are other use cases you might consider to solve through AI that will need less structured data. And the example of ChatGPT, I know it's not a construction specific tool,
it's a principle.
but you can feed unstructured data and have some useful outcomes. So it's dependent on the problem you're trying to solve indeed, yes.
Yeah. Excellent. What will this mean for us then in the future? You mentioned a little bit about job security for people. It's not necessarily that AI is going to replace people, but it's certainly going to replace jobs or enhance jobs or enhance processes, meaning that we as the human race need to now alter what it is that we're learning, upskilling, or in universities or whatever the case may be. Is that the biggest impact we'll see, do you think?
Well, in terms of the changes or the future of AI in our industry, well, you mentioned about jobs. Yes, we will see more changes to the jobs and the types of the jobs and the expectations from the jobs. But also, I think there will be change to the culture. We've been in this business since 2017, and we've been witnessing some change. It's slow, but it's still there.
Yeah.
If you look at all these amazing technologies we're using every day, people haven't adopted these technologies very quickly, maybe.
Or in full, perhaps.
Yeah. So if you think, for example, of driverless, underground metros.
Yeah. Like Copenhagen, might I add there? Yeah. Driverless metros in Copenhagen since 2001.
Yeah. So people who are familiar with, metros or subways with a driver, they want to see a human who is controlling the vehicle.
Yeah.
So they will be a bit worried to jump on a driverless metro at the beginning. But now it's widely used, especially in airports, which is one of the places where security is the number one priority. Do you know what I mean? Safety.
Yeah.
Also, if you look at the taxi drones, there has been huge progress in terms of the technology development. Now, taxi drones, they can take off, they can fly, they can land, but not everyone will jump on a taxi drone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but people will finish by adopting these technologies, by experiencing it, seeing the value they can get out of it, and de-risking its usage. So I think AI in the construction, it's not the future, it's already the present, but it will be more and more developed in the future as more people will be more comfortable using it. The other change, I think, it's assurance. There will be more assurance in terms of the way we plan and deliver our projects.
So the accuracy of the result,
Because, if you think about AI, without getting into technicalities really, but, that's our human nature. Like we all tend to go and talk and ask people who are older than us and who have experienced something before us. We are being taught by our parents, and then we go to school. We get information from our teachers, and then we talk to our friends, and then we kind of gather information
over time.
We create knowledge from that information, and then we use the knowledge to make decisions. And this is what I like calling the collective intelligence. Because in construction, if you are the PMO head or project director in a large contractor or even client organization, imagine, Ross, if you've got the opportunity to get in one room all the PMs, project managers and planners who worked for you over the last 10, 20 years. Some of them definitely left the company. Some of them retired. Some of them are not between us. They have passed away. If you get these people all together in one room for unlimited amount of time, and everyone will individually mention all the lessons he learned from the projects he worked on. And you got someone who has taken notes of all these lessons. And then you get someone else who will make sure these notes are saved, right, somewhere, and they are maintained, accessible. And then you get the smartest PM who worked for you over the last 20 years, who will go through all these lessons for any new project, and then depending on the stage and the circumstances of the projects, he will find the relevant lesson, and then he will extrapolate, he will adapt this lesson for the circumstances of the projects to help you. How amazing this would be. This is exactly what AI is trying to do and is doing.
Except in rapid time. It's seconds rather than months. It's, hours rather than years.
So we, as in terms of future for our industry, definitely the productivity of construction projects will be much, much higher. That's number one thing that we struggle with in construction. We will build things better, better value for cost, more efficiently.
And sustainably than if we are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. There is all this area of carbon emission and net zero. Absolutely. Yeah, that's AI, should have a big contribution.
I love this. I don't know if you have seen it on social media, the new app that Lego have, where you can spill out all your Lego brick onto the table, and then you scan it with your mobile device, and it will give you all the different things you can build with those Lego pieces. Like, gone is the day when I was a child where you'd spill the box and then try to figure out something. Now you have AI telling you. The principle would be the same for construction, no doubt. You reminded me of something there when you're talking about the project managers over the last 20 years. If you can gather all their knowledge in one room and take kind of summary notes of all their experiences. And we talk a lot about cost management and the volumes of commercial information, cost, risk, change, etc., that we're creating on every single project. Imagine if Copenhagen Kommune or Dublin City Council had access to all the commercial information they have over the last 20, 30 years in their construction projects. Standard structure, same format, everything. Imagine the power of AI, what it could do now for you. It could predict your project costs, where to look at, because this is a recurring risk on every single project you do in this jurisdiction, etc., etc. Like, the power of information and being informed before the decision is taken would be unreal, I guess, for our industry. For people listening then, in terms of what can we do in relation to artificial intelligence, what advice would you give people wanting to develop, not necessarily as the expert, but maybe wanting to look in their business or within their industry in relation to AI and how that can help?
There will be an answer for different type of people. Let's start with the executives, those managers who are leading the businesses. I think first it's about the mindset. The AI transition has started. So it's not a matter of, are we going to adopt or use AI? It's a matter of when we should start. And I think the faster, the better. The faster you can jump on the train and reach the next station, the better. Because delaying the adoption of AI, to me, it's a business opportunity that's wasted. Now, as a business lead, adopting AI, there is a lot of opportunities and capabilities of AI, and that's overwhelming. But you need to start somewhere. My advice is never start until you have a clear strategy and a clear roadmap for AI. The second piece of advice is for PMs and project planners and everyone who sees his job will be impacted by AI. Don't take AI or treat it as a fear,
as a threat.
As a threat. AI is an opportunity. So yes, you need to upskill yourself to maximize your job opportunities, your impact on the business. And I think take AI as another tool that will incentivize your role in the company. Maybe for those who are not on the job market yet, students, definitely whether you are a computer science student or a business student, your first job after university, you will be either developing an AI tool or using an AI tool.
Yeah.
So get familiar with AI. If you want to be on the side of the development, you need really to study well the fundamentals of AI.
Yeah.
Because in AI, maybe, sometimes every problem is unique. And you need to master, machine learning, AI, fundamentals, algorithms, but also the building blocks of AI and machine learning, like statistical modeling, linear algebra. And then beside this, you need to develop a good problem-solving skills. Because AI models and technologies, it's a tool that you will use to develop an AI application. But you're going to use this tool if you know how to use it, and if you know how to understand the problem and you design the solution, then you will use the AI models to build the solution.
And I would say, if that's like the last kind of closing comment really is for the technical expert here, but many of the people in the construction industry won't be that technical expert. Like for our quantity surveying listeners and this and the guys and girls in university now, kind of the way I would look at it is you have to have an appreciation for what it can do and how it can change what you're currently learning and studying. So if you're sitting in your classes within university and looking in there and you're being taught quantity outtake and cost estimation and contracts, consider how AI would be able to automate, predict, change, remove risks, etc. of that learning. And so your appreciation should drive an interest, and your interest will drive you to learn more about artificial intelligence and AI. It's the same conversation with BIM, to be honest. There's still many people and many companies questioning whether BIM, building information management, or building information modeling will even take off. And the reality is, it's as you said about AI, it's already here. We're already using it. It's already adding efficiencies and improving our industry. It's not a case of if.
And it's being regulated by governments and the EU Commission and so on, and that will give it a push, right? I think just back on the student thing and university, I am invited to as an industry expert to give lectures in a couple of industries in Dublin, and I see students now, they are more aware of AI, and I see business students who would like to do their end of year project on AI.
Excellent.
I've seen people from different backgrounds, business. You mentioned quant surveying. I've got a student who reached out to me for mentorship for his project, end of year project around AI. And I see also lots of universities now who are, changing their curriculums. They are teaching, they're providing more AI programs, undergrad, but also postgrad levels as well.
But for the students out there, I think it's super important for them to have an appreciation and get into this, and I call it this AI. It's already here. We're already working on it from a day-to-day basis. Our phone that we have in our pocket every day, all the applications, there's also a form of artificial intelligence in there as we go through our daily working. So it's important that we understand that it's here for good.
It's here for good, and I think in the next years, AI will be, if you look at the student resume when they are applying for their first job, maybe 10, 15 years ago, students were adding, Microsoft Office tools as something they know that their employer is expecting them to know how to use them. Now they will start adding AI and AI tools to their skills and things that they know on their CVs, their resumes. And be exposed to AI, understand regardless what's your background, what's your area of study, understand the potential of AI in your industry. Get prepared to use it as you take on your first job. I think that will be a differentiator for students.
I would be really interested to know if there's any quantity surveyors out there that have, AI on their CV. we often look at CVs of quantity surveyors and cost managers when they come into Cosmos, just to see if there's any coding language experience like Python, SQL, etc. on the CVs, because it adds a dimension of kind of curiosity and understanding of those languages, and then the development of our very traditional discipline and how we could possibly alter that with the introduction of AI or languages into our daily process, It's going to be one of the biggest changes in the coming decade, let's say 2030, along with something we've been saying to our clients, that the euro, the dollar, the pound, the Danish krone won't be the currency anymore. It'll be carbon. We'll be designing buildings in accordance with our carbon strategy. The economic aspect will something that will come after, because carbon will supersede finance. You won't be able to get finance without your carbon strategy in place, and AI, I think, can help an awful lot in that as well. As we mentioned, if we can begin, for businesses out there looking to know how do we survive by 2030, start standardizing. What do you do right now? How are you doing it? Whether it's communication outwardly to your client, whether it's the management of your cost information internally, whether it's your PDF, your Word reports, whatever kind of form of communication you have now, and whatever kind of form of information production you have, standardize it. And don't standardize using your own standard. Try to use international standards if they're available.
But first you need to capture the information before you standardize it.
Yeah.
We see some clients who have got, they're not capturing all the data. So to us, we qualify this as a revenue loss.
Yeah.
They're missing too much potential for their business because they're generating data, but they don't capture it.
No.
So capture the data, standardize it, and save it somewhere so you can use it later.
Yeah, we're having, even internally in what we're doing in Cosmos, we're struggling with that. It's as you bring people into the team, and as you grow your business, you're also trying to educate in the value of this approach to the business, and you're trying to educate on the project and making sure that we are standardizing and capturing and storing. And we don't mean storing in PDF format or Excel on SharePoint or something. We mean in some type of database where you can have, from our perspective, the cost information so that you can later go back to analyze and improve.
Yeah, and that brings me to actually another topic we didn't touch on, which is change management.
Yeah.
People think about AI as algorithms and models that are coded in some Python language or something, but you can build the best AI application, but as a prerequisite, if you don't have data, you can't build at least enterprise AI solution. But then after you build AI, it's about change management as well. And I think it's a common responsibility for the client or the company that are using AI, and whoever the service provider or the company that's supplying AI, because you need to make sure as a service provider, and I think from my experience, not necessarily in construction, in other industries, this is where some companies, fail.
Yeah.
It's how to show their clients that they are generating business value to them through AI.
Yeah.
It's what we call internally in Smart PMO, the value insurance.
Yeah.
It's like if you hire, internally in your company, you've got employees and you've got some employee performance review program or plan similar to AI. You need to have some performance review for AI on a project basis, on quarterly basis. Okay. And as a service provider now, you need to think how you can show your client the actual business value that AI is generating, not in terms of how accurate the model is. That's great. But then how can you link this accuracy and these predictions and these insights generated by AI to value that's generated to the business, because that's what really matters to the client.
Digital transformation, basically,
And then you need to work with your client users to make sure they understand what AI is doing and make sure that they are using it properly.
Yeah.
So talking to my engineers, I always say, after we deploy, we finish the deployment of AI solution, our AI solution to the client. If you don't get minimum 3 phone calls in the first week, you failed.
Something's wrong.
You failed, the handover, the first, handover thing.
Yeah.
And you need to go talk to them and maybe, offer some training or get on a call, offer to answer any questions and so on.
So they haven't tested it really. If you've deployed it and you're not getting the phone calls.
Yeah, because client, if they understand what the AI solution is about, they will start question it, challenge it, and then if they like it, they will come back to you and ask for, maybe some questions or understand better things and so on. Yeah.
Excellent. But Houssem, thank you very much for your time today. It's a super topic, and I think we'll probably come back to it in the future again. AI is going nowhere. You heard it here. Thanks very much for listening. There's a LinkedIn link below in the show notes. We would love to connect with you.
We hope you enjoyed it and have you with us in the next one. Thank you very much.